Human beings have this deep desire to travel and explore. It's almost a primal craving we inherited from our nomadic ancestors to discover new lands and people and food. I used to love going on road trips when I was young, going from town to town and watching the landscape transform as you move across it. We wanted to have that same kind of journey, but with trains and trail running. And what better place to rail trip than the Alps?
I feel good. I'm hungry. We need to get some food, but there's sandwiches right there. That's where I'm going right now.
Kasey and I connected in Iceland, flew to Zurich, and then immediately hopped on a train to downtown. We checked into a very classic international hostel and then went out for a little shakeout run, and that was day one.
Alps! Beautiful!
Day two, we headed from the city into the mountains. We went to the train station and got to figure out tickets and platforms, but it was actually really easy and a beautiful ride.
Bing, bing, bing. Train was easy again. Everything was on time. The train to Zermatt was cool. There were some good views from that. That was kind of a neat experience. We got there and it seemed like we were kind of at the top of the world in this misty, cold, dark, kind of crazy new place.
When we showed up, it was like cold and dreary, but we were determined. We're like, we're gonna go for a run, screw it, it's gonna be great.
We had a good attitude for it and it was really fun to just stay wet.
Get it! I want the cheese! Get it!
I convinced Kasey to go get fondue because she'd never had it before.
Kelly made me eat fondue. She said you have to. It's a quintessential thing to do. We got this huge bubbling pot of cheese and we ate it and unfortunately it was delicious. But the next morning my stomach wasn't happy at me. So fondue was a one and done.
The next morning it had stopped raining, but it was still super misty out. It's cloudy, misty mist.
We've gone 4 miles. It feels like 7,000 feet a gain, but it's probably more like 3,500.
But as we ascended, the clouds broke, and there in front of us was the Matterhorn! Our idea with this trip was to travel as minimal as possible, carrying just one backpack, our running gear, and a single pair of shoes each. And that way it'd be really easy to travel from plane to train, from town to town, and just keep everything right on our backs.
Today we are going to France and Chamonix. New country, new day. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. We have Ihnen eine schöne Fahrt im Montblanc Express.
Chamonix was fantastically sunny and it seemed quintessentially French. Like we got there and the cafe was busy and the square was full of people and everyone was out having cafe, latte, croissant. It was awesome.
From the square we made our way to the hostel, which was just beautiful, but also really, really thin-walled and loud.
Okay. That lake. Oh, the croissant. Ooh. Station here.
Kasey and I did not bring poles with us on this trip because
We're smart.
we didn't want to bring them on the carry-on. But now we have to do all the uphills without poles.
So we've almost come up 4,000 1,000 feet. So we're looking at about 1,000 feet of gain per mile. Whee!
The rain cleared up enough, sun's out. Hopefully we get a really good run today.
We just saw a rock fall. I guess a rock avalanche? That was cool. I've never seen that before. I'm glad we were here and not over there.
So I had an accident yesterday. I was running downhill and I rolled my ankle really bad. Probably tore some ligaments, but we'll see. Yeah, rolling my ankle kind of sucked, but you know, we ran back to town and got a really good dinner and finished the evening off with a nice big bottle of rosé, and that was just perfect.
We are in Chamonix this morning, and we head today via train back to Switzerland, where we're going to stay in Visp for a night and see what's there.
Visp is this sort of crossroads town, and it's in a beautiful valley with gorgeous mountains nearby.
Oh, we found the Eyeholes Hotel and Restaurant, our accommodations for the evening, but we'll see.
We were staying in this weird little hotel that was sort of off the side of a highway. We're on this weird industrial strip in between towns, and there don't seem to be too many trails nearby, but we're gonna make the most of it and see what we find.
We're going to find a trail, damn it.
And we wandered from this like massive industrial area to this cute little quaint town filled with orchards and livestock, and Kasey was brilliant and managed to find a trail crawling up the hillside nearby to this mysterious town called Rune. And there was basically nobody in this town up on this hillside. Like nobody.
This was definitely like, oh my, we're in rural Switzerland. Okay, here we are. What do we do now? We're gonna get a ham and cheese sandwich.
We managed to get sandwiches and now we're running away.
Yeah, now we're leaving. Bye.
We got to eat it in a little grassy valley with a cool little bench, with cows with bells and sheep, and looking out over the valley. So it turned out great, but it was definitely a different kind of run.
We're taking our last big train to Zurich.
It's always tough to go home at the end of a great trip.
3.
But you get to remember all of the adventures you had and the laughs and the high fives, the ups and the downs, the funny, wacky things that happen. Awesome food and the friends you get to meet along the way, all the beautiful trails, maybe getting lost a time or two. It's all a part of traveling, and I can't wait till the next trip.